Okay, good evening everyone. Tonight will be Division 2 match between KittyKat Crusade and Always Late. I suppose perhaps living up to their namesake here, but in any case we're going to go straight into draft number 1. I'm once again going to be joined by Halcyon for some nice draft analysis, but we won't talk about that Game 3 yesterday.
Game 3 had some interesting predictions that did not come true.
Alright, Garnatera, what do you think we'll be seeing on this map?
As always, is there Vikings player? Is there Avatar? Is there the Hacker, Falstad, the globals on the big maps? The usual.
I will need to check, but I don't believe these teams play either Abathur or Viking. I'm assuming though the Hacker can be taken one of our more common globals. Savannah's band. I know that KittyKat Crusaders, if they can get it, they will basically always play Garrosh plus Brightwing as a combo. That could be something to look for.
Samuro, another, or Samuro, I don't know how it's pronounced, another hero that can do a lot of things on these bigger, wider maps.
We saw Zul yesterday, and I don't when they got split pretty well around the map. Do you think it's actually a good hero though?
So no, it is not a good hero.
Well, that's pretty simple.
I think it needs some shielding or some empowerment in some way, like either Div shield, the Brightwing shield, the spell armor, the movement speed, something extra to make it work. And I don't think it's worth the investment.
We do see the Hacker taken, Garrosh and Brightwing both getting banned. Falstad, the only real remaining global, again not expecting Abathur or Vikings from these teams.
Saboteur in general seems to be pretty rare, so Hogger, another good, I would say, big map hero. It can do camps, it can defend camps, it can rotate fast, and also if we care about 1v1s, Hogger against the Hacker is a pretty good one. Johanna Greyman, it seems like they will be focusing on the macro side of things with the Hacker Greyman. Johanna has a lot of interrupts for the objective. She has something very unique, of course, for a tank, which is the wave clear, which also helps with the macro.
What do you think about the Anduin priority on this map? We're seeing no sign of Rhaegar just yet, who I guess would be the macro support along with Karazim.
Maybe they have some idea with Anduin and some DPS, like Tracer, Genji. Tracer got banned, so Genji, Zeratul are the most frequent combinations for like easy light bomb and fast team fighting. Or maybe the guy is just the one-trick Anduin, like the white.
Yeah, yesterday we had a guy as well.
Yesterday. Okay, so it will be Anduin and a noob, which obviously also very easy combo. You use the light bomb, a noob jumps in, and enemies are stunned for maybe up to 5 seconds with the right usage of spells. I'm hoping we see
go on.
the Pyro Blast from Kyotas in this game.
Bazar, I know, is a bit of a Kael'thas enjoyer, so it makes sense that we see it coming out. I'm not sure if we want the Pyroblast against Genji, and then there's also Rhaegar, I mentioned before, going to be taken by Skye.
I see a bit of a disconnect in the ideas, but with the Genji pick, I thought they have really strong front to back, and then they lock the Genji without any. I guess.
I think they just want Genji for the map mobility and then quickly clearing camps and whatnot, I suppose, or ganking.
I think in general it will be a hard Genji game because you jump in, you have to dodge Anduin route, you have to dodge a noob stun, you have to dodge power stun if she picks it on 10, and then you also have to dodge the gravity lapse from Kael'thas. So Genji will have a hard time playing the usual playstyle where you jump in and you trade with enemy backline and then you E out.
Let's see what will happen in game number 1. Map Garden Terror. On the blue side, it will be KittyKat Crusaders, Sephiroth playing Johanna, Spark playing Dahaka rather, Spark playing Greymane, Outrageous playing the Dahaka, Oni Knights playing Genji, and Skye playing Rhaegar. Red team is always late. Acropolis playing Anduin, Elite Sparkle playing Anubarak, White Tiger playing Vala, Bazarcade playing Kael'thas, and Nero playing Hogger. Gambo is up in the chat, so drop those 0 channel points you have there. We do see it's going to be the Q Vala at level 1.
I have 5,000 points and I'm betting on always late.
What do you think of Q Vala here as opposed to auto attack?
I don't like it. I think auto attack is just very, very strong. But in this case, Vala is the DPS that will macro, so I guess she wants the damage.
Only Knight's trying to interrupt the rotate, but our Tiger will make it down. Deflect's not really doing much there either. Nothing else particularly exciting at level 1, just seeing the standard talents. Acropolis going for Lightwell. It's not in top, it's in the middle. Fair enough, but you can often see, especially on some of the more isolated sort of maps, just dropping that Lightwell in the offlane.
We see the camps being started. I think we expect the blue team to get every camp and then try to...
What do you think about them just pushing with the boozers?
I think it would be hard.
Poe and mid lane going to get... Yeah. Kael'thas will be taken to safety. We're seeing 3 members going down to this boozer camp, so... Okay, Bazar now realizing there's no push, so free to leave and take the other camps.
I think we are seeing some of the mistakes that the lower division teams tend to make with a bit of running around and not knowing where to be exactly when. And we see it's already 1 minute and, well, the camps are taken now. So, but on the red team side, they are far too late with the camp timings, which probably means that they will be conceding first objective.
Luckily for them, the seed is on Angon, seeing a play now onto Oni Knight. Going to get over the wall, but taking the damage. I suppose the good news, if you are always late, is that the seed is on the blue side of the map anyway, so difficult for them to contest. We're going to look for it anyway, though. The Harker's just left pushing top lane with a siege camp. Nero is matching for the time being, but will be difficult to take out the camp. And everyone's just posturing for the time being. Could see a play on the Spark for Vortex hits, going to spread that Living Bomb onto Johanna. Now White Tiger in the backline, trying to finish off Spark here. Living Arrow moving on to Sky, so Spark lucky to get away with that one. Sepho landing drag on Bazaar. Johanna coming in for that kill. Omni Knight also in the area. Now, White Tiger not going to finish that capture. Sephiroth, scary little lizard, burrowing in to make sure that they can get the point.
This is the problem with contesting against the hacker, right? You just get 5 men, 5 against 4, eventually, when he decides to burrow in, and at a very low price. He won't even lose a wave.
Yep. Presumably, you had the wave pushed in beforehand when pushing with the giants, and then had a window that, as you said, can burrow down, help the team out, but not give up any experience for it. What we do have now, because the camps were delayed on the first seed, it means that always later having some camps pushing during the second one instead. Not seeing anyone moving up to help with the bruises at the moment.
Does the hacker have the bonus damage to mercenaries talent? I can't.
It's, yeah, he has the Q damage, the Gambit talent. Not one you see very often, but it's the only one that gives extra PvE damage, really.
Trying to look through some of the other talent choices. There is Q level 7 on Keltas, which I never really liked this talent.
You don't like it?
Because I think it is conditional, right? You have to hit 2 heroes to get value, or you don't get anything.
Trying to heal up, but I like just finishing off with the Swift E and getting the reset out. Yeah, I mean, for a long time, Burn Flesh was the standard pick, and you were considered to be griefing if you took anything else, but I'm guessing you like Sunfire Enchantment more now. For just reliable damage on the auto attacks, and maybe also the spell power for your Pyroblast.
I like reliable damage over conditional damage. It is that simple when you when you analyze it a bit. But I'm not sure for these players. Maybe
it is going to be Phoenix from Kel'Thas, I suppose. With Vega on the team with Genji, they think it's not worth trying to do Pyroblasting. Now to Cocoon on Johanna, has Iron Skin available, going to get it off in time, just hold down that button and it'll be used as soon as possible.
It looked like the idea there was to Cocoon Johanna and jump on the Rhaegar, but he was in wolf form, which makes that very difficult.
Seeing a lot of members of Always Late on the bottom side of the map at the moment. There's a potential play on Holger, but Neuro's going to be okay for the time being. Omni Knight showing top side. Doesn't look like they can get the seed in time though. Right.
I think the blue team should not have hit objective at all. They were winning already hard because of the hacker soaking and Holger moving down. So as long as they
it's
just
4v5 now Johanna tanking up the spells at the moment, doesn't have Iron Skin available. The hacker has burrowed in, so given up the global advantage. It's quite easy for him to poke though on the side of Always Late, so maybe he could have been getting things from top side. In any case, it's going to be a 5-on-5 for this third seed. Johanna, outrageous, taking an outrageous amount of damage on the poke here. Not really able to move up. Your only damage at range is Spark. See, isolation used there for the interrupts. Now, how much are we going to do here? Gonna not connect with the drag. Outrageous, moving in front of everything. Essential healing even going to be used. Spark now jumping in. Doesn't have the healing available though. So much crowd control. Cleanse will be used, but it's not enough to save a Greymane. Now Light Bomb will be used on Elite Sparkle. Only not driving into the backline. Can they get anything back? Anubak going to be healed up there by Acropolis. Everyone completely fine for Always Late.
and the objective will go to red team eventually. Or
They're trying to stall it out. Genji not going to get rooted there, at least by Andrew, but White Tiger giving some damage. Cropos will indeed take the seed.
2 out of 3 for them. So the next seed, I would say, will be game deciding. I really don't like how blue team is playing around their Gobo and their heroes that they have. In theory, Johanna should be able to interrupt forever, right? And the hacker getting value on side lane, and eventually you burrow in, or you get a 1 level lead because of not burrowing in.
I suppose it is a bit difficult though. They are quite heavily outranged. KittyKat Crusaders is the Q build Val, and then Kalfas as well with his spells. All you have is Grey Mane. It's not particularly nice. Genji needs to be melee range, landing those Shingen hits to do damage. In any case, it's still 13 for both teams. Boozer Camp is better than his Siege Rose, so push going into favour of Always Late. It's going to see play now onto the Johanna. Oh, I don't know, taking loads of damage here as Genji down to about 300 health, having to leave the fight immediately, didn't really do much. Cocoon on Rhaegar, Blessed Shield's going to try and let Skye escape, but knocked up there by the Hog Ultimate Shockwave. Rage's going to be body blocked though and taken out, so it's really nice for Always Late getting the kill. Now pushing onto the fort, and they might even get the seed on the back of us.
The hacker didn't have a burrow, I think, or he decided not to use it this time. And we see something that we saw yesterday, the last map, which is a noob, just stun, and there is no answer.
We're seeing it again now on Oninite. Genji can protect all he wants, but as long as you're rooted in place, you can't ever leave. So, gonna go down once again is this Genji. And now Vala is pushing with Bruiser Camp and the objective. This is gonna do a lot of work. They could play for the keep here even on the side of Always Late. 15 seconds till Genji returns. We do have Spark clearing out the mid tower, so there's no damage here. They're already onto the keep now.
I think even with Genji alive, there is no damage anyway on this Anoop, because who can hit him? The Grey Man has to risk his life in order to hit Anoop always. And who else? As you said, they are outranged. And I don't know what the plan is even for late game.
Keep only just going down there, that one Archer minion being the MVP, getting the secure nut. Now it's level 16s for Always Late. New Sparkle not finding anything of that barrel charge, but we're going again on Johanna. There's the Iron Skin, Cocoon on Rhaegar. Jumping in on the side, KittyKat anyway, without the healer, Johanna's going to go down. Now, dig from the Hacker. Burrowing, trying to get out, going to not get the ancestral healing, but I don't think he was survived anyway. That's 3 kills again for Always Late.
I think level 16 is the biggest power spike for the red team given the talents they get, and the blue team, they just decided to run into them.
Didn't want to give up their thoughts, but it's going to lose it as well as their keep as results. Now, this is Garden of Terror. The map does have a tendency to go late. Is Always Late likely to win the game before the next Terror spawn?
I don't think so. I think it is hard to end when the mid keep is alive, right? If it's another, you have some space to hit the core, but... And I don't think the blue team will be fighting... Well, they have to fight, I guess, because otherwise they lose eventually. So I think it will be a fight for this seat, even though it is not a seat that will give someone a curse.
We do have a bit of a pause, but so I suppose as blue team now, you're on your even talent tiers. Eventually, if you stall things out, there's going to be level 20 for Always Late, and they might be threatening the terrors. The only thing is that this seed is on the... Is a spawning on the red team side, so it might be difficult for them to push up. All the lanes are pushed on the side of KittyKat Crusaders, so they might be giving this one up.
What I would like to see in the fight is for Outrageous to find the flank as Johanna on enemy backline, the hacker burrow at the same time, and Genji Greyman try to jump and hope they manage to kill one of the backliners. I think that's their only chance to win a fight, because the front to back is definitely not working.
We've been seeing Elite Sparkle just every time using the cocoon on Rhaegar, preventing any sort of healing or even just dropping the totem would do quite a bit for them, but obviously without the healer it's quite difficult for this blue team composition to really play the game. Then I'm not sure what they're going to be able to do about it. Now taking the top camp, about to hit level 90. Next seed spawn is in the middle. So what was... I haven't been keeping complete track on them, but this is the 6th seed, meaning that the next one isn't guaranteed to be on the side of the blue team. The sequence is going to reset.
Are you ready for it?
Level 20s will be here though, looks like, before there's going to be any sort of fight, unless they do it right now.
They managed to get their first fort, which of course will help with closing the XP gap, but I think they won't be fighting for this seed. They have to wait turtle and try to get to level 20 before the next seed.
Stepping
Then
forward
try.
anyway though, Elite Sparkle can just throw Cocoon on anyone, I think, and start a fight here. They've got their Storm Towns now, and it looks like they're going to play for the seed anyway on the side of KittyKat. So let's see what happens. Sky gonna get ignited there by the Kel'Thas, and we see Cocoon used, now jumping onto Outrageous. So many stuns, and this Johanna just falls. Next up is going to be Genji. It looks like Cleanse will come out now from Sky. Ancestral Healing going to be used on the Dahaka. Genji taking so much damage, now trying to get away, spreading the bomb over to Vega. Out of control is Hogger. 2 more kills. Always late, as it looks like they're going to now move to end the game.
What we saw there was a preemptive Iron Skin from Johanna, predicting the cocoon on herself, and then she didn't have it when they went on her with the damage.
Waiting out,
no way.
that was quite nice. They waited out the Iron Skin and then got rid of the Rhaegar cocoon, then no one left to save this Johanna that's trying to frontline. Nicely played by Always Late, and they will take map number 1 of the series.
I don't know what to say. We got the points for the prediction. I think it was easy to predict this win. Again, there seems to be some big draft gaps in these lower division games, where it's not even necessarily that one draft is better than the other, but one of them is much easier to execute, so the team gets advantage by just playing their heroes normally.
Yeah. Definitely nothing too exciting from the side of Always Late. Just had a simple composition and managed to use it quite well, I'd say. The team fighting was always the same plan, always Cocoon Vhagar and then kill the front line. They clearly knew what they wanted to do and got the results accordingly.
And when you think about how Johanna and the Haka interact with enemy heroes, Anduin with double trait on 16, it can negate all of that, right? Johanna blessed, the guy gets pulled, he's safe. The Haka Q, he gets pulled, and the Haka becomes a melee minion for many seconds in the fight. So I think for the front to back, they always had advantage just because of the Anduin pick. And also, of course, because of the range advantage. I missed how many stacks Vava had on her Q.
I think I saw about 25 or so towards the end of the game off the top of my head.
I was mostly busy following how many times Burning Flesh will proc, and I can't say I noticed more than 2, but maybe it was Ice problem and not.
Well, he got 16% of MX health then. In any case, now looking at the map pick and ban, because I did end up skipping it before. Map number 1 picked by Always Late, having the first map pick in the series. They banned away Braxis and Towers of Doom. KittyKat Crusaders banning Cursed Hollow and Sky Temple. Opting for first pick after losing the first map, and Always Late are now going to bring us to Infernal Shrines.
Infernal Shrines, I think we would be looking at some of the same heroes having high priority, Johanna and Hogar. And I think we are likely to see Keotas once again. If it worked once and the player enjoys it, I think it's highly likely that we will see it again on a map that is arguably much better for the hero, because on the shrine you can proc living bombs from the minions, from the wave, from the heroes, from everything basically.
Do you think their Anubarak pick is important for why they are taking Kael'thas? As in, if they can't get Anubarak, do you think we'll still see Kael'thas picked?
You mentioned that they like Garrosh and Brightwing, correct?
That's the other team, KittyKat. Blue team likes Garrosh Brightwing.
Yes, I think against that, Anub will be safe to pick, and it will get value again. So I don't see why would they swap to another tank.
We did see in that first game it was Garrosh rather, banned by Always Late in the first rotation. So I guess we're just looking to see. I mean, it was the same yesterday, to be fair, right? It's like Madness, game number 1, it looked pretty rough for them, but then we had a very nice strategy for game number 2 and ended up winning the series, so I don't think we should count them out just yet. We are just waiting for a few more people to get into the lobby.
I know Elise Sparkle is a very high level Johanna, so I am very positive that this hero will be contested in the first either four bans or the first pick.
Do you think there'll be Junkrat priority on this map? Or Chromie or some of these other setup heroes?
I'm expecting one of the DPS heroes to be repeated. So either Vava or Keotas again. And the other might be something like a Junkrat that is very good on the shrine also. And I don't know if we have some of the weird healers. Again, we spoke yesterday about Alexstrasza, White Man in length, but on this map, I think it is likely that we see something like this.
We haven't seen any of these more exciting healer picks by either team so far this season. Doesn't mean they can't pick it now though. And I mean, this is the map to play your more fun healer picks, right? Infernal Shrines, you can do quite a bit. And it looks like...
1-0 up.
I mean, 1-0 up as well, you can have a little bit of fun, right? If you
Yes.
wanted.
I expect a 3-game
You
series.
think they're just going to do a content game?
Yes. One in bathroom for surely thinking about the strats, and
It's a classic, isn't it? Just saying, in the bathroom, need a little bit more time to think about things. I suppose they're called always late for a reason, right?
but where is who is Marvin? Which account is Marvin? Is he even present?
I don't think so. In any case, we do have a raid on the stream from Trips232. I guess Trips was taken. Thank you very much for the raid. We are just getting ready for game number 2. Once the teams have finished their bio break, and then we will be underway. I think we've talked about the main things we can expect from this draft, so I guess there's a bit more time if you have anything more you want to say about the previous map. We've talked about the reasons why we think Blue Team KittyKat Crusaders struggled with their team composition. Do you think it was savable in the later stages of the draft?
I think they started with
The first, it was the Halcyon 1 and then Grey Main Johanna.
yes. I think
What would you do from there?
not Rhaegar and definitely not Genji.
Well, it's easy to say what they shouldn't do. What should they do, though?
Yes, I was just buying some time to think about. I think even some very weird heroes like Zagara or something would have been better for them.
You're telling me Zagara's better at that game than Genji. Are you sure about this?
Yes, at least you can shoot from range and interrupt and everything. Like I think they had to focus on this idea. They hack a soak, 4 people interrupt, and that's it. That's the way you get ahead in the game.
How about Chromie then?
Yes, it's the same idea as Zagara basically, and I think on the healer, definitely not a melee healer against Anoop and Anoop, Anduin, and KT. Those are all heroes that do very well against melee. So you have to have a range healer and preferably only range DPS against them. To deny the value that Anduin can get with the roots and the KT can get with the bombs. So what range healers are available?
Malfurion, Anna, Tyrande, Anduin, of course, taken by the other team. Oriole.
I think if we want to go all in on the interrupting strat, you can go Anna with Ayakorus and sit in base.
That sounds disgusting. You are overcooking this one, I think. In any case, we are ready for drafts number 2. Eventually, sorry for the delay, but always late needed to be their namesake, I suppose. Not actually sure what the reason was.
First ban. Hogger banned.
Getting rid of... I mean, they're willing to play it on Garden. Did some nice things with the camps, and then Shockwave hitting quite a few times actually onto the Rhaegar that game. The support managed to throw things off a bit for them.
We see a Hanzo ban. I think they have a player that likes Hanzo a lot.
We saw a Sylvanas ban last time, didn't we? If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, but maybe it was the other team banning it.
So some of these things are getting open because they banned Brightwing last time with their second one. Now Garrosh will remain on the ban list for always late. So first pick could be Johanna, could be Junkrat or something. They took the Haka last game.
Junkrat. First pick, higher priority than the Haka and Johanna. I expect Johanna answer because it's very good matchup. You can just tape in the traps and you are never in danger.
Yep, can just Iron Skin. We did see last game though. It was nicely done by Always Late actually waiting out that Iron Skin and then going on to the Johanna. You also did say Elite Sparkle as a Johanna Enjoyer.
Well, we guessed the heroes that will be contested. These three that are already selected. And now Varian Anduin. I already don't like this.
Just because there's Junkrat, or do you think it's bad into Johanna the Haka?
I think Varian needs to be playing against a tank that can get one shot, and I don't think Johanna can get one shot in any fight, basically.
Is the Shattering Throw just the biggest bait talent in the game then? You have it for the anti-shield, so people often take this actually, liking to pick a variant against Johanna because of it.
I think it's a bit of a bait. You have to look at the whole draft and everything in order to evaluate something like, will the talent have impact? Well, maybe Johanna has her cleanse or something, and then it becomes impossible to get one shot even if you remove the shield, right? And with Junkrat, you don't really have the one shot potential. You are playing for a mine under the taunt, and then it is extended one shot basically, what they will be trying to do.
That makes sense. With Junkrat, yeah, you're looking for the displacement, not the stuns or the damage to follow up the taunt, so it gives Johanna time to get that Iron Skin off or whatever else, I suppose. Now, Lucio and Greymane taken by Always Late. Mephisto making his way through the draft, not without Extraza though, but Tychus will be the other damage pick.
We are seeing the Junkrat offlane, it seems.
I didn't even consider that. Yes, it's 3 range damage dealers for KittyKat Crusaders. Now, Junkrat was messed around with as an offlaner on his release, and it didn't do very well. It's actually Sephiro who played the Haka last game who selected Tychus, so maybe it's Tychus offline.
We will find out very soon, or maybe they will write remake. Let's see.
Also, there was a player swap. It's going to be Master Dwarf coming in to replace Bazarcade. Maybe they thought that they're not going to get the Kale fast, so they need to sub their one trick out or something.
Maybe they thought 1-0 and now fun, also a possibility. We didn't see the swap, so is it supposed to be Tychus offlane? Very heavy focus on the shrine with Mephisto, Junkrat and Tychus.
What do you think of it then? Is it going to work then, not having any frontliners for this Greymane to try and kill?
There is so much to talk about in this draft. I just want to mention first that Lucio pick with the Haka Johanna is not great.
In any case, just going to introduce the teams quickly. Blue side, it is KittyKat Crusaders trailing in the series. Sepho playing Tychus, Spark playing Mephisto, Sky playing Andrin, Oni Knights playing Junkrat, and Outrageous playing Varian. Red team always late. White Tiger playing Tracer, Neuro playing Dahaka, Elite Sparkle playing Johanna, Acropolis playing Lucio, and Master Dwarf will be playing Greymane.
What's your prediction for this game?
I am not a fan of the triple backline, I'm going to be honest, so I'm going to give it to Always Late.
Okay. I think the triple backline is winning this one.
You think it's winning? Oh, that will be quite interesting. We do see now Sepho moving up. Drag there by Neuro's going to connect, and already taking some damage here is this Tychus. Tracer was one of the later picks for them, so we might see her rotating up to kill the ranged offlaner. To be fair though, Tychus does have quite a big HP bar.
There will be a lot of rotating with Lucio Tracer this game, all over the map. The problem with these heroes is that they don't have the same power on the shrine that Handuin and Junkrat have, for example, their counterparts. So I think every objective will be easy win for the Junkrat team, basically.
Seeing that already, bottom camp going to be taken by Always Late. It's going to get rooted there as White Tiger. Now comes Dig from Dahako, going to steal away this Impaler camp. I don't know, I just can't get over the problem that you have Lucio, Greymane and Tracy just going to run to these backliners and there's no peel for them because you didn't pick any stuns on your offlaner.
Well, they say offense is the best defense, so you just have to you just have to do damage with the Tychus. I think we can expect one of the backliners to die every fight, but the fight to be won by Mephisto or the Tychus, I think, will just destroy in these fights. But
Alright, I'll believe it when I see it, I'll put it that way. In any case, Master Dwarf doing the Shaman camp for Always Late. It's going to need a reset. Doing on his own, going to get quite low here. They're scouting out the blue team boost camp, but offlane Tigers hasn't started that one just yet. Seeing now, looks like it's going to be Spark, and actually it's going to be a load of them moving up towards this camp on the side of KittyKat Crusaders, kind of dropping midway. Varian's here to grab the XP at least, and now Oni Knights will make the rotation.
Varian is unlocked with, but he hasn't selected.
He has his
He
taunt.
selected. Yes, my bad. I got.
However, it
confused
does make an
by
exception for Varian's weird talent levels.
them. Yes. A bit late on the shrine. They don't have a global, so it's looking bad for the blue team. My prediction about easy shrine wins will not be coming to fruition.
Yeah, when you have Junkrat, you definitely want to be on the shrine early, looking to set these traps, but they are here now at least, so they're just not going to go for a taunt just yet. Remember that there is the offlane advantage for the red team as well. Still the lead in a moment, 24 on the objective. Spark getting some nice damage there, need to wait a little bit for the cooldowns. Seeing now taunt on Johanna. Iron Skin is available for this one though, at least. Mephisto now moving to take control of the point. They need to reset and hit the healing fountain, but already used it on Elite Sparkle at least. Here comes Neuro to try and finish this off, and they are just going to brute force it on the point. Now looking for Varian kill maybe, but going to be alright.
You saw that the health bars for red team were just melting at some point. I think after some levels, this Mephisto will just... The Lucio will not have enough healing to sustain in these fights.
I can believe that. Now Sepho gonna be delayed on the rotation here. Getting just the wall, so it's not a dire situation yet with the first objective?
I think expected deficit given that you didn't have a tank for 4 levels, and then the enemy has a global, so
Seeing now, Junkrat Mine's not going to connect on Blue Team. Only Knight gets a Pulse Bomb, but it's going to be okay. Blue Team looking like they want to step up though and keep up this fight. Going to just clear out V-Wave now as White Tiger sets his eyes on another Impaler Camp Steel. Again, it is the Haka with the Burrow that can come in if necessary.
there was a rotation from Tychus, but he went back to top lane. So the camp is taken by blue team. It is very hard to get structure damage into Junkrat Mephisto, so I think the forts will be untouched for a long time. Even if they steal all the camps, I don't think it will amount to anything that isn't XP lead.
We do see from Greyman at level 10 V go for the throat. Makes sense, don't really need Curse Bow because you're not hitting frontline, it's just use that on the backline and you can quite likely get a reset for another burst of damage with it, so I like that one. Everything else looks pretty normal. We don't see Tychus yet. Are we going to get the laser from him?
Laser is pretty good against the Tracer, I think, and also Lucio. But I think the Odin on the shrines and later in the game is just way too much value to pass on.
And we do indeed see Odin going to be locked in for them. Now, Booster Camp available. It's about 35 seconds till the objective and everyone is bottom at the moment. No Torrent play this time, but High Five used. Probably doesn't matter. Now, Master Dwarf looks like going to make his way up towards objective. Are you going to get help this time, or... Yeah, Acropolis making the move to assist. Again, this Bruiser Camp from KittyKat Crusaders not done yet. Junkrat moving up now, 10 seconds until the objective starts. Flatlanders have always later already here.
I was hoping to see the other level 10 on Andu in this game.
With Salvation.
As an effort to save.
We do see Odin being used. Sepho able to drive away, and we might have what you said before, the Shrine Control completely given up at the moment by Always Aids. They might just be waiting out the Odin though and then making a move, and the Hawk is currently hitting the Bomb Force as well and Camp getting this top wall, so they're winning on the map, but they do need to get on the point soon. Up to 25 already on the side of Crusaders. Now here we are, isolation onto the Junkrat, taking a lot of damage, going to live for now though. Pull is not in time and Junkrat will be taken out. Root on Johanna going to get taunted, but there's no damage to follow this up. Looking now for Varian maybe. Johanna getting quite low elite sparkle. Now Acropolis going to set up that play there. Nice drag from Neuro, so it is going to be 2 kills for the red team.
Very nicely timed the Hacker Barrel, and I don't think there was a way for the blue team to win the fight after that. Was Anduin trait on cooldown? Because I did not.
That was
see
used on the Junkrat right as he died, unfortunately. So didn't get much usage from that. But now holding the shrine at 39. Now Spark looks like we've stepped a bit forward here and it's just going to go down. We see the Shade and going for the ultimate as well, but Mephisto will be killed. Now Varian is here. Drag will connect. How can they get this guy down though? He is quite tanky. Outrageously so, one might say, but they're going to go underneath the fort. Blessed Shield not bouncing off the fort. Sky is here now to try and help. Paul is going to get Mastersdorf so deep though, and it's just going to be taken out.
We are getting some interesting dives here. I think the first one on Mephisto was good and obvious that he should die, but going for full HP Varian W and everything. I don't think it was a wise idea, but they will win the shrine anyway, right? They know that, so it was not much of a risk.
Yep, so giving a little bit of space over, but still definitely in the lead are always safe. Now Odin available for the defense because they stalled out on the objective. Wall already down, freeze on Varian. Ping there, I think it was from the Haka, might be going for a crazy dig, but they are living for the moment. Blessed Shield onto the Variant, protected by the way. Pretty good ability. Light Bomb not going to connect onto anything though. Now the Haka's here on the backline, trying to get onto Tyke's isolation will be used, but looking for a time big drag on the tire. Everyone living from KittyKat Crusaders, but the fort will be secured.
These are some entertaining fights. I really like the Dehaka dig and the aggression. I'm not sure why they keep trying to kill Farian with everything. I think they have the heroes to dive the backliners. Okay, invade on camp.
Could definitely come out. Tychus now going to show in the top lane. The Haka doesn't have the dig though, so they're not going to go for it. I mean, we did see last game it was the focus on Outrageous trying to kill the front line, but now Varian as the sole front line is actually very durable. They want to be hitting these backliners instead. We have seen some flanking plays by Neuro with the Haka, but still Varian being the main target. Master Dwarf gonna get thrown underneath the tower. Light Bomb not gonna connect further. Spark is going to return to sender on that one, so surviving this one at least.
The fort survives the siege as well, and now we're looking for level 16 for the Crusaders.
They are
And I
going to
think-
reach in time, but Spark looking to jump in with the Shade in the meantime. Going to get hit by the Pulse Bomb. Now Torn on Tracer. Going to be okay as White Tiger. No level 16s yet though for KittyKats. The Haka pushing in the side lanes. Mid is about to hit against the wall. Top already. Neuro is there. They want to defend this bottom fort though pretty badly, but because that's where the next objective is going to be.
We see the disadvantage of the Titus of lane in these situations. He cannot clear the wave at the same speed, and he cannot really match the Haka in any way. So he's just stuck collecting waves and hoping that objective comes sooner rather than later.
They got a little
So
bit
he
unlucky. I
cannot-
believe it was a 3-minute delay between these objectives, the most it can be. So the Haka got pushed another wave on top and got one tower. Now Master Dwarf working on the Bruce Camp. This will be done at about the right time. We're also going to start on them Impalers now. But the Haka with the enhanced agility just has control over the side lanes completely.
We saw the shattering throw there, and nothing happened after that.
This is the one chance though you do have as the blue team. You have your lightning reaction now on Mephisto. Lucio's healing, as he said, it's not the greatest, so they can chunk people out and force them to leave the fight if they want to do it. Now, Iron Skin gonna be used by Johanna. No traps on the point yet by Junkrat. The Haka in mid lane at the moment. Tychus looks like gonna make the move. Not gonna deal with Bruce Camp just yet at least, so they need to be quick about this. Now, Mephisto jumping in, point control at the moment for Always Late. Here comes the Haka. Odin going to be used. Now, where's this drag going to go? Could be everything. Taunt on the Dark at the moment. There's no drag. Spark taking damage from that. Isn't the Shade. He's just there, and so he's going to go down. Now, still trying to fight this though are the KittyKats. Next drag from Haka connecting on Varian. Foe is there, but not quite in time, so Outrageous will fall as well.
Mephisto was out of position at the start of the fight, and he did not get Anduin trait, so it was impossible for him to survive. And I don't think we will even get to see the full power
Tychus
of their
off
draft
lane. Going to
even
get
once this
yep.
game.
Tychus offlane going down cannot survive. We almost saw the solo kill there from Neuro, but Drag didn't connect at least. But this keep could be in trouble. Just Neuro and White Tiger getting it. The recalls are here now from the damage dealers, so keep goes down. They're not going to go for the objective just yet, though. Damage dealers were showing the top side they can. But I suppose if they give it the fort, they'll be in time anyway. Now, it's going to be Bruiser Camp started here by White Tiger, not the rest of the team, but 10 seconds till Tychus returns and level 20 advantage. We do see Summer Anthem from Lucio going to have that unkillable. Normally you see that with some weird one-shot thing like Pyroblast or with Sound Barrier. In any case, Spark going to take the jump as Mephisto, going to return to body but taking a bit of damage. Odin going to be dropped. White Tiger taking a lot of damage here, actually thrown into the Junkrat mine, so nice play there, getting the recall out of the Tracer. Gonna be out of the fight for a little bit now. Taka pushing onto the core. Might be getting a little bit ahead of things here as the rest of the team working on this bomb keep. They're a bit split though, KittyKat. They don't know where they need to focus and with how many people. Fort will be taking the bomb side keep rather. Now Punisher moving towards the core. It's a 5-man defense though. Spark actually going to be taken out. Make that forward, go for the throat, helping finish that one off. Varian living for the time being is now Tyre from Junkrat will just be shot to death by the Grey main. And we might be having a siege on the core here. Moving over to the left side, as they should. Now, Greyman gonna get taunted. Light bomb there as well. Do they have the damage to finish off? And killable use, but didn't really get much. Isolation hitting two members though. Andon and Tychus both are in trouble and will be taken out. Pulse bomb on the Junkrat will get them another kill. And that will be the second game going over to Always Late.
Sadly, we won't get to see a third game again. Very well executed by Marvin, Always Late. They had the hacker, Johanna, solid front line again, and just they connected well with their stuns, with their flanks. Very nice to see.
And you were preaching the benefits of the Tychus offlane on the point, and we didn't really see it. Why do you think that was?
The fights were over before they began, basically. It was either someone out of a position, getting stunned, getting flanked, and we never really got to see like the Mephisto in a long fight or the Junkrat in a long fight. The numbers, if we look at the numbers, they look fine, but the way the fights were going, it was just a very quick win for the Crusaders, and then there was nothing to do after. Just concede objective and eventually lose as red team. Blue team.
And I suppose there's a little bit of an educational reason as to how did we end up in this current meta of having bruisers in the offlane. Why don't we see these range heroes that sometimes you see in the very low tiers of play can work quite well. You see Rainers, you see what's another one? I guess Tychus was picked this game. Yeah, they're quite nice at bullying the 1v1, but they're very volatile to rotations from heroes such as the Tracer. They can struggle a bit of the wave clear, and if anything goes wrong, they can just die.
I think it is possible to make them work, but it needs to be on Dragonshire or Braxis, where winning the 1v1 matters a bit more because at least you get objective point, right? But on this map where it's a big map, once you lose your fort, you are not allowed to be on that lane as a range hero. And if you're off laner and you cannot be on a lane, it means that you are losing very hard on XP or on rotation speed, which eventually transfers to lost objectives or 4v5 fights for your teammates, which of course they never end up that well.
Yeah, and we did see that a few times this game where not able to match the rotation speed of the Haka even without the Burrow. In any case, I do still respect the attempt trying to go for something a bit interesting. Going for the Odin to try and have more power around the shrines, but unfortunately not working out for them. Always Late will take the series in a 2-0 manner.
And do you think that the Junkrat would have been a better offlaner in this case?
I mean, it's a little... I mean, maybe. I can understand it has a bit more safety with the concussion mine, has a bit more wave clear as well. Less health, so I suppose if Tracer made constant visits, the Junkrat would struggle more than the Tychus. But, I don't know. We will see if they can refine the strategy as the season goes on, I suppose. And that will do it for us today.